Bert Oliva's Mastermind Circle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mastermind Circle. This week we have some special things I want to share with you guys. However, before I get started, I want to start with welcoming everyone that's new to the group and all the invited guests that are in the group. First thing we do is we share a video. My name is Bert Oliva. I've been doing professional seminars all over the world for the past 21 years now. And this video will actually share with you a little bit more of what it is that I do and give you the house rules and the core values. You guys ready? Here we go.
Bert Oliva is an international orator. He speaks around the world about his experiences and teaches humanology, the scientific study of human potential. He has enchanted audiences all over the world, showing them the power of mind over matter.
He's one of the most talented speakers out here, and I highly recommend him to any type of
The more prepared you are, the luckier you'll be.
He is the world-renowned authority on leadership and human behavior.
Mr. Bert Oliva.
Bert Oliva.
He's considered the voice of inspiration and motivation. Today he'll pass his knowledge on to all of us.
For over 2 decades, Bert Oliva has touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Bert has a dedicated social media following and an impressive online influence few possess, enabling him to communicate with audiences he has touched near and far.
I think he's one of the greatest motivators out there.
The thing I love about Bert is he's on stage and he gives his heart every single time.
He has developed many programs, recorded audio CDs, and written books, all of which to help those ranging from individuals to corporate and Fortune 500 companies. He has dedicated his life to speaking all over the globe and met some of the most influential and powerful people in the world.
Okay, let's go.
He has also coached highly successful business executives and politicians.
Normally seen as impossible.
I believed it and I did it.
An infectious motivator.
So get ready to learn tools that will help you tap into your potential.
Pay attention, this is real stuff.
Get ready to have an experience you won't soon forget. Please help me welcome Bert Oliva.
I'm excited. I'm excited today. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to do things a little different. I want to do today what we're going to talk about. Let me see if I can get this up and running right. It's about power. Is a formula that we worked on a long time ago. Is called work over time equals power. E equals MC squared. E is for energy. Power. Work over time equals power. So what I want you to do, if you're able to, take a picture of the screen once I go through the word, and then that way you can actually practice it for the next 7 days and start applying these tools in your life. And some of these tools you might be doing already, some of them you may not be doing. Then after that, I have some special people I want to bring up and I want to interview them. So you guys are ready? If you're ready, raise your hand. Let me know you're ready, because Valerie will tell me if you guys are raising your hands. Oh yeah, I see them popping up. Great. Okay, well, let's start with power. This is a recipe that I've done for many of years, and all over the world I've used this tool. I don't have enough time to give you the entire breakdown, but I broke it down in a way that'll have enough of an impact to help you get started. Number 1, P. P is for passion. Pass I on. If you break up the word. If you're not passionate on what it is that you're doing in your life, then stop doing it. It's not going to change. In fact, if you were passionate at one time in your life, when you started your career, you can always go back there again. Find your passion, you will succeed. So make sure. In fact, do I look passionate to you? If you say yes, then obviously you know that what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. Does that make sense to you? So passion is extremely important. Find your passion and you will succeed. Next letter is O. Opportunity. See, opportunity is everywhere. Some of you have heard me say this before. There's no such thing as luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. The more prepared you are, the luckier you're going to be. So find the opportunity. Look around. In fact, one of the things that I noticed throughout the years, wealth does not come around by being, smarter or having the right resources. Is being aware. See, that's really where wealth all starts from. Being aware. The more aware you are, the luckier you're going to be, because you're going to see opportunity where other people don't see opportunity. So look for that opportunity every day. You know, like Serge says, every day in every way, make it happen. You got to go out and make sure that you look around and find where is that opportunity, and where is that opportunity every day. Because I guarantee you that if you start looking, you'll be surprised and amazed at how many opportunities you're letting life pass by and you're not grabbing onto it. The other thing is wealth. See, we have a misconception of wealth. Wealth for a lot of people is like, I don't want to be wealthy. I just want to be happy. The truth is, wealth to me is the word for me. Wealth is really balance. See, it's being able to be wealthy in every aspect of my life. You know, for me, being wealthy, being able to have a family like I do, an extended family like I have, being able to have people like you that come to the seminars, that get involved in what it is that we're doing, that to me is wealth. Make no mistake. Once you connect your mind and your mind, and you tell yourself that wealth is not a bad word, then you will have more of it. The thing is that we've been conditioned by society that wealth is bad. A lot of people tell me, Bert, you know, it's not about the money. It's not about having. Let me tell you something. Why don't you become wealthy? And if you don't want it after that, then you can always give it back to me. Wealth is something you need to be okay with it. You need to embrace it. If you want wealth in your life, you have to embrace that word. Does that make sense? The other letter is E, education. See, when I first started getting into this business, I remember back in the old days, and you work for a corporate company, one of the things they would do all the time is training. And nowadays, it's kind of hard to find these companies that believe in training. Let me tell you something. In today's world, with the internet and all the resources that we have, there's no excuse. If your company doesn't train you, it's okay. You have the internet. You have places like this, like Mastermind Circle, you can come to every Wednesday and learn something new. Find your power. Educate yourself. You will be in direct proportion of how much you're making in your life, whether it's financial, relationship, or whatever, depending on the education that you put into your mind. Educate yourself, and you will be successful. Does that make sense? And then the last one's R, real. People like real people. People do business with real people. We've gone away from being able to say, you know, I work for Xerox Corporation, or I work for Google, or I work for AT&T. It's okay. That's great. However, people don't buy companies anymore. They buy people. So whatever you can do, it's whatever it is that you're doing in your life, make sure that you are as real as you can be. Because that's really what's going to attract people into your business and to what it is that you're doing. This here, what you're looking at, is the small little snippet that I was able to put together for you guys, which is the recipe, the formula of work over time equals power. Make sure that you work on this power recipe for the next 21 days. I want you to go ahead, take a picture, a screenshot, take your phone. If you're watching this on the computer, take a picture of it. You know, and if anything, just write it down. Remember, I always tell you, 80% retention span comes from an action. So if you have your journal, write this down. P, passion. O, opportunity. W, wealth. E, education. R, real. Because real people succeed. Let me tell you, people think, you know, a lot of times people say, well, it can't be that easy. It is. It is this easy. However, most of us won't do this. So did you guys like the recipe? If you did, show me thumbs up, because I get to see these thumbs up. Thumbs up if you want me to keep going. Come on now, raise your hand. Raise your hand. There we go. Come on, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to keep going. So power is really important. You know, the way I broke it down is really simple. I want you guys to really get involved. I want you guys to pay attention, even though this is a little snippet that I wanted to bring in, because today I really wanted to do an interview with a couple of people that mean the world to me. And I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for them. And I want you to really get to know who they are. But I still wanted to give you a lesson. And it was short and brief, but I think it was powerful enough. That's why the word power to me means a lot. Okay, so you guys ready? Let's move on. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and interview my team. I'm going to interview my team. You know, the same thing I've done with everyone, that you got 5 minutes. I've had them stressed out the entire week because the truth is they're not speakers. They don't go on stages. I force them on stages every now and then, especially when we travel the world. However, I want you to really get to know who they are. I want you to know who are these people that are always around me, and you get to see them when I do my blogs. You get to see them behind the scenes. You get to see them when I'm traveling. You know, I have a lot of people I work with. I usually tell people I have an A team and a B team. The A team are the people that you're about to meet now. My B team are the people that I have like in Belize, and I have in Canada, and I have in all these places all over the world that kind of help me connect with their industry and in their part of the world. But these are the people that travel with me, and they're my extended family. So with no further ado, let's start with the interview. Who's the first one that we have? The first one is Alexa. Alexa, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 minutes. So you will get the bell. That means that you start. When you hear the bell the second time, you got 1 minute left. And tell everyone who you are. Ready?
I'm not your extended family. I'm your real family. So I'm Alexa. And one of the things is that a lot of people always refer to me as Bert's wife. I am not just Bert's wife. I'm here because I believe in the message that we have to give to the world. And I am the first American born from both sides of my family. My parents are very loving, hardworking people that immigrated from Colombia in the late 60s. And they came in their early 20s. They didn't know anybody. They had no family and barely even spoke the language. So they had lots of challenges when they first got here, especially in the 60s. Coming to New York, it was really interesting because there was a lot of drugs, a lot of hippies, and a lot of just strange happenings. So they were very surprised when they got here. Shortly after they got married and I was born. But also I wanted to let you guys know on my mom's side of the family, they did something interesting because we have a really big family. And they tracked our family back to the 1700s, all the way back to France. My grandfather was number 13 of 13 children, and his grandfather was from France. They actually had a winery called Chateau Laforêt, which still exists today in the south of France, in the Bordeaux region. Bordeaux region. Anyway, so after a couple of years in New York, my mom was not doing so well with that really cold weather. So they moved down here to South Florida, and I was 3 years old. But I was born a queen. I mean, I was born in Queens. Queens, New York, that is. And shortly after, when we moved to Miami, when I was 9 years old, in the late 70s, we moved to this neighborhood where I'm still living today. I've been stuck in this neighborhood since 1979, and I'm ready for a good move now that my family has moved on. My brother left in Indiana, and my parents moved to Kissimmee. So I'm left down here with Bert and all my children's. But that's okay, because one of my passions is traveling. I love traveling the world. It's my drug of choice, everywhere and anywhere. I love the new experiences, the sounds, the food, the people, the culture. It's what I thrive on. It's what feeds me. To me, every time you travel, it's like a journey. It's an experience, and it's something that builds your story for your future. And there's always something to talk about or something to connect with people when you travel. You know, you make them feel comfortable when you've been to their city or know their neighborhood or have eaten their food. And it's always a great topic of conversation. That's one of the reasons that I love traveling. And I've been to over 23 countries and about 40 states. So I just learned today from a friend of mine that there's about almost 200. So I'm falling short here. I'm falling short. Another thing about me is that I am also the first person on both sides of my family to earn a college degree. And I'm really proud of that. I graduated from business from the University of Miami. And it was a challenge because at the time I was married, I was running a business, and I was also having babies. So I couldn't have made it any harder for myself if I tried. I've also been on many boards, and I'm also one of the founders of Motivational Missionaries, which I run with my BFF Val. And you guys will get to know more about Val. And we're also part of the South Florida Human Trafficking Task Force. And I've also won awards for youth development. So I'm really proud of that particular award. And today, I'm a 40-something-year-old mom that sometimes feels 17 and sometimes I feel 7D. But my children love me and they love being with me. And I think that's quite the accomplishment. Sometimes they could be monsters, but most of the time they're really loving. And I've been with Bert for almost 30 years now. 30's creeping along there. And my mission really is to connect with as many people as I can all over the world. It's what I want to grow. I want to live with passion, and I want to immerse myself in a positive lifestyle. So anything that I can do to help people get that message is what my mission is right now. So I love connecting with people, and I want to connect with each and every one of you. And I'm on my social media all the time. So if you want to send me a message, or you have a question, or you need my help for something, please reach out to me. So that's at Alexa Oliva. So that's me in a nutshell in 5 minutes flat.
That's pretty good. Guess you've done this before.
Maybe.
By the way, you guys will be able to ask questions to everyone at the end. So please write down your questions. Remember, we want live questions first. It could be live with video or live in audio. And then we'll take the questions that come after that. All right, who's the next person? Here we go. We got Val.
If you guys were wondering, I'm Val Leichman, and I do the techie stuff here at BOWA. And I'm basically, what I really am is I am the operations manager. So I am the behind the scenes person, and me being in front of the camera like this is not something I enjoy doing, especially with Bert right near me. But I'm going to do my best, and hopefully I'm going to do this within 5 minutes and not make a complete fool out of myself. But if I do, you know, that's part of growth. Anyway, my background is I am truly, truly American. I can trace my mother's history on my family's side, on my mother's side, all the way back to the Mayflower. So that's as American as you can get, in my opinion. I was born in New York also, just like Alex, but I'm not a queen. I was born in Brooklyn, and I moved here to Miami when I was 3. So I really don't remember much of New York, but I was told that when I first started speaking, I did have a bit of a New Yorker accent. I used to say Boyd and Purple. Entrepreneurship really runs in my family. Both my parents started and ran very successful businesses in their 20s. So as I was growing up, I knew that I was going to be a businesswoman. I knew I was going to run something. I didn't know what industry, but I knew I was going to do it. And now I'm a partner here at BOWA, so I accomplished my goal. My passion is learning. I absolutely adore learning, and that's one of the reasons that I love being here at BOWA, because I get to learn all the time. It's part of my job. I get to research, I get to read. We do all these different speaking events all around the world, and there's always other seminars that I can, like, you know, poke my head in and learn something new. I have to listen to my audiobooks every day. I have to push the envelope for me. I have to be able to push my brain and push my techniques and what I know, because I love it. I love it to death. And that's what we do here at BOWA, so it works out well. I also have a degree from the University of Miami. My degree is a Bachelor of Arts in Computer Science and Creative Writing. I'm kind of a weirdo that likes to use both sides of her brain. Throughout my high school and college career, I was the introverted brainiac. Straight A student, full scholarship, stuff like that, but always had my nose to the books. Didn't do very much besides that. Now, post-college, thanks to BOWA, I've been getting pulled out of my introverted ways, you know, being shoved in front of cameras like this. And little by little, I am getting out of my shell and actually, you know, getting to work with some amazing organizations that are making a difference. Besides BOWA, like Alex, I'm part of the South Florida Human Trafficking Task Force. And I'm also the co-founder of MMT, Motivational Missionaries Tour, which does youth awareness and prevention campaigns all around the world. And I am so proud to be a part of that. I got to BOWA in kind of an interesting way. I was literally dragged to a seminar by my mother. It was a number of years ago, and she just dragged me there. She was like, you got to go. I was like, I don't want to go to another one of these things. It's going to be another phony. I don't want to see it. And it was a Life by Design, our goal setting seminar. and I got shoved in there and I fell in love with it. I was one of those where like, we found the pictures actually recently, and I look miserable in one part and then I look thrilled in another. I fell in love with it to the point where I ended up becoming a coaching student and eventually wormed my way into being part of the BOWA team, and now I'm the operations manager. And I love it. I love being behind the scenes where I get to help support the whole team and the work that we're doing that I believe is so important. I love that I get to help be part of something so much bigger than myself. One of the things that I've been spending a lot of time on recently is our leadership program. We decided to develop a leadership program for corporations and organizations. And it's been so much fun because I've been part of it from the ground up, where we got to do the research and then we got to develop the curriculum and then create exactly the training and then actually present the training and get to see people change and grow with it. And it's just so much fun and amazing to see something that you put so much passion and heart into actually make a difference in other people's lives. And that's why I love what I do, because seeing how Bert's students are always changing and growing, and I know for me that I've changed and grown so much from it, that it's an amazing feeling. And to know that I'm just even a minute part of it is spectacular. It's just spectacular. So truly, my goal in this whole world is to help make a difference. I want to help change the world because I think we are too focused on things and everyday stuff and bills, and we're also focused on all of the mundane stuff that has us so busy and so worried that we're not actually living our lives. We're not enjoying how much time we have. And I think I went over. I was waiting for my bell, but
You did so good. I don't want to stop you.
All right. I'm gonna shut up now. All right, goodbye.
She did so well. I couldn't stop her. She was on. You know, when you're on, why was I going to ruin it with a bell? You guys agree? If you guys are enjoying this, give me your hands up. Let me see some hands up. Let me make sure you guys are still focused. You're still here. You're participating. All right. Now we have two more people. The next person on.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Wait, let me get my timer up.
Okay. Do I get a bell?
You got a bell.
I need
if
a
you
bell.
do really well, I just won't give you the bell, you know?
Well,
you ready?
Hope that. I'm ready to do it.
Go.
So, for you guys that don't know me, my name is LJ Poland. Now, I'm going to start from the beginning. My birth name was Jonathan Charles Hincapié. Now, my mother is Puerto Rican, and my father, my biological father, is Colombian. Now, I was born May 27th, 1992. I was actually born a month early, and I actually stayed in the hospital for a month because I had jaundice, bronchitis, a bunch of complications. But when I finally went home, I went home a month later with a single parent of a beautiful mother. Her name was Sandra, or Sandy as she goes by. So my biological father was never in the picture. I don't know the full story, but allegedly he was a user. He was an alcoholic. So, I mean, and unfortunately, I can't really fact check because he passed away when I was 18. Don't bring out the violins. Life happens. It's okay. Now, life goes on. So I'm with my mom for 3-4 years now. It's just me and her. You know, we went through Hurricane Andrew. It took off our roof, and it was just me and her. She met a guy named Neil Poland. Spoiler alerts. Poland. We'll get back to that. So he was an amazing guy. He was well, he's still Jewish, but he was a really kind, humble, respected Jewish man, and he taught me a lot. He taught me how to be kind. He taught me how to embrace love rather than fear it, and he really taught me how to love unconditionally. So he's an amazing father to me, and that is my dad. That's the person who raised me. So let's skip forward. So he got me into soccer when I was 4, and throughout my childhood, I've done sports: wrestling, football, track, chess club. Chess club is a sport. And my childhood was just full of traveling around the country. It was a lot of road trips, and that's partially why I love traveling. So what happened was, now let's skip forward. Now my passion, that's my childhood. My passion is film. Now I only found my passion when I came to BOWA. Now pause on my passion real quick. I'll get back to my passion. How I came to BOWA is a little unexpected. I was a little bit I had, let's say, delinquent tendencies when I was younger. I was into drugs. I was into stealing. I was into a lot of stuff you shouldn't be doing. I was with the wrong crowd to where a lot of bad things were easy to get into contact with. Now, I just wasn't in a good place. Now, one of my friends, Walter, who I played soccer with, he came to me when I was 17, and he's like, dude, you got to check this out. I want to bring you to this event. It's this guy, Bert Oliva. Who's Bert Oliva? And so I was like, that sounds cheesy. I don't want to go to it. My mindset was not there. I spoke differently, thought differently. I was just different. So he finally drags me to this event, similar to how Valerie was dragged. And guess what? The program was a weekly program every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. It was called the Mastermind Circle. Now, I remember the first topic that day was feng shui. Oh, I remember that day so good. It wasn't the fact that feng shui got me in to the circle of learning. It's the style of how it was taught. It was the energy of the team. It was that everyone was there for the same reason, and everyone just was there for each other's success. I was just swallowed up in it. I loved it. Now, the problem is that I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have a job. I didn't have money. I didn't have my own means to get there. So I kept going every week. Walter helped me out. Walter's like, dude, I'll pay your ticket. That's fine. I'll take it. There was a point where I was like, look, guys, I have no money, but I want to be a part of this. What can I do? So they're like, all right, show up 30 minutes before, and we'll pay for you that day. Great, fine. That kept rolling over. They saw that I was really getting involved, and the day came. They offered me an internship. I was so happy. This was I get to be a part of your team. This is me of all people, and oh my God! And so I went there, and that just blew up. And long story short, now I'm here. And so now we get to my passion. I'm with BOWA now, and I will never forget the first video that Bert showed me how to edit, and it really. I got to find, I always loved watching movies, but I never paid attention to directors or the name of the actors for that matter. I just passively watched it. But now that I got into it, I noticed all the moving parts. I noticed the lighting, the camera work, all this stuff that makes this Picasso of creativity that's thrown at you on screen. So that is my passion. The creative process behind film is my passion. So what I do here at BOWA, I'm the head of BOWA Studios. I'd love for you guys to check out our work at bowa.tv. I've had my hands on thousands of videos, everything from documentaries, reality shows, commercials, you name it, and I'm having a blast. And my goal with what we do here is I want us to be known as the studio house that when we put stuff out, it's thought-provoking. It really changes your ideas. And bottom line, I want to change people's lives in a positive way, and my medium is film. And I really plan throughout my entire career to keep learning, keep pushing. I see these guys, and I'm inspired by the people I see out there. So I hope you guys know more about me. And that's LJ Poland in a nutshell.
Good job. All right. We have one more victim. I mean, one more person.
Right. DJ Axon.
Nice. If you guys are enjoying this, please raise your hand. Let me know you guys are enjoying this. So we keep going. I'm not talking about you, Eric. We got one more. And remember, start getting your questions in. No hold bars. I mean, we're going to go ahead and answer all the questions. Even if we don't know the answer, we'll figure them out. No, I'm only kidding. But yeah, feel free. This is the inside of Bowaworld. You actually are inside right now. You'll be able to ask any question you want, and we'll tell you exactly what we've gone through and what we go through in order to be able to do the stuff that you guys see us doing all the time. All right. You guys ready? Okay, Eric, ready?
Yeah. Yes. No. Oh, here I go. All right. So hello, everybody. My name is Eric Munter, and I'm the creative overlord, or what we call the creative overlord here at Bowaworld. I was born in Texas, a fact I'm not a big fan of admitting. I like to say I'm from South Florida, but originally from Texas, and moved here to Florida when I was about 4 years old or thereabouts. And I've been here for, well, I don't want to say how long because you can calculate how old I am. But let's see. But I went to Catholic schools for most of my life growing up, which consequently led me to being a little afraid of nuns. And then high school, the rules were a little kind of, pretty rigid, and you couldn't have any facial hair. So ever since high school, even though I can't grow any facial hair, this is my sad attempt at what I call a faux tee instead of a goatee. So in protest of those rules. So a little background of my upbringing. And also I'm a chronic sweater. So as I go on speaking, you'll probably see a little more beads of sweat forming. Let's see. Passions. My passion is hockey, which is kind of strange for a guy from Texas now living in South Florida, because you're probably thinking, isn't that played on ice? And yes, it can be, but fortunately down here in South Florida, we've adapted and we play on concrete. So I play a lot of roller hockey, and I'm the goalie on a lot of the roller hockey teams I've played for. I played for my high schools growing up and into college, and now I'm just in one of those adult rec leagues So hockey's my passion, and then actually later on tonight, I'm going to be heading off to go and watch some playoff hockey because this is what I call my holy season. Playoffs start tonight, and I will be not seeing a lot of friends for a few weeks, but you know. Passion. All right, let's see. Tying into hockey, I'm going to sort of go a little ahead. My goal in life is to actually become an NHL announcer and broadcaster. You know, one of those guys that you hear the voice, you don't have to see their face like you're currently seeing now. So if you were watching something else, you could hear my voice describing, look at that guy with a sweaty face on screen. I'd be saying that voice, you wouldn't be seeing my face, you'd be seeing somebody else. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. A little more background on me. I went to the University of Miami, and I got a BBA in accounting. I know, right? For the creative overlord, accounting. And then I went on to go work for one of the big 4 accounting firms, KPMG, and I was there on their Burger King account for about 3 years, getting a lot of good free Whoppers. Those were good, come to find out. I really wasn't a big fan before that. So while I was at KPMG, one of the things I was in charge of doing was working on the marketing audit. And there I was kind of exposed to a little bit more of the creative aspect of things that go on in big corporations. So that got my interest peaked in graphic design and a bit of video editing and branding, things of that nature. So I kind of moved on and did some self-studying and work on learning about those different types of fields. And I used those kind of interests to create my own little YouTube series, which was a comedy workplace kind of thing that my good friend Valerie sort of showed to Bert, and that's kind of how I ended up here at Bowaworld, because he's like, this guy's kind of crazy and interesting. Maybe he has some kind of potential, and I don't know. I kind of just, I'm still here, so I guess it's working. So, but yes, Valerie, who you saw earlier, is one of my best friends. She's known me since kindergarten, and I can remember her since I was in the 2nd grade. So there's a couple years of, you know, me not remembering her. Don't tell her. She's not watching, right? And let's see, what else do I have in my notes? That's what I'm looking down about, sorry. Let's see here. Gosh. All right, so currently today, as I said earlier, I'm the creative overlord at Bowaworld. 1 minute. And that involves being involved in projects like social media campaigns, doing some graphic designs, and we're helping with some of the video projects and things like that. So that's what my role is here at Bowaworld. And speaking of the video projects, one of the most fun things that I enjoy doing is working on the humor videos that we've put out. So if you've ever gone to www.bowa.tv and checked out some of the micro series we produced under our System 21 series, you can see things like the Swami Yogi Guru. Swami? You can also see one of the things I'm real proud of that we put out. It was a parody commercial of a motivational speaker, the King of Motivation. If you haven't seen that, it's an excellent video that I'm proud we all put together and had a lot of fun with. And of course, our holiday specials are something else that are near and dear to my heart. We have a really good one, the Oliva family, which, yeah, just watch it. It's great. So that's me. I really hope I'm close to the end. I'm going to say my name is Eric Munter again, and pray for a bell about
you did it. All right, guys. Now, any questions that you guys have out there, you have us all here right now. So please ask live questions. Don't hold back. What better time to do it now? So who's the first person that wants to ask a question? Hey, you're a little comfortable there, I see.
We're here eating pizza. So I have a basic question. This is for all of you. You guys can answer it. What's a basic day in Bowaworld? From the morning to night.
Okay, who wants to answer that? Alex, you can answer that.
Yeah, one of the first things that we like to do every morning, and because there's 5 of us, every day of the week, somebody's in charge of breakfast. So we always sit down and have our breakfast together and kind of like say, okay, you know, what everybody's doing for the day. And that's if we're in town. If we're out of town, then, you know, we're fighting something to get somewhere quickly. And everybody just does what they're good at. Eric will be doing social media or developing a campaign, and I'll be working on logistics and booking Bert for different gigs, and LJ will be on video, and Val will be on IT or running some kind of operation, and Bert will be coaching with some clients or developing some new programs. That's basically what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah, normally what we do is we'll have one meeting on Monday to see what our goals are for that week. And then every day we have like a 5-minute meeting to make sure that we have our daily goals set, to make sure that we're getting them done. And then 5 minutes in the evening to make sure that we met those goals or what we couldn't do or what went wrong or whatever the case is. Then on Friday, we kind of summarize everything.
And bring out the wine.
The what?
And bring out the wine.
Yeah, we summarize everything. I mean, a lot of people see the funny side and the joking around side, especially when you get to know me, because I believe if you work hard, you play hard. However, when those that really know me and they come to work with us or inside our group, our core, it's like a switch. We go from playing around to hitting it hard.
Getting serious.
You know, it's not really a great word, but we're pretty much, at least me, I'm ruthless. I mean, I believe that you got to give it all you have every single moment of the day. And then, come nighttime or whatever your time is, because for us, we sometimes work, 12-hour days. Even at this point of our success, we work 12-hour days, sometimes 14-hour days, depending, because sometimes we have clients on different time span, and we have to be either up earlier or go to sleep later in order to be able to talk to them. So we do whatever it takes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah!
My question is for you, Bert. In the beginning of the show, you were saying about, I have written this down, I'm nervous, so excuse me. Passion. How do you keep your passion going when you first start? When you first started out the Mastermind, you started out without all the equipment, without all the other stuff, and you had to go on.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, because you're starting off your show, and I've seen the growth that you've done since you've been involved with our team, and I've seen you grow with the Glide group that we're in, and you light up, man. When you get on that radio show, you forget about all your problems, all your bills, all the BS is going around. You just forget about it. You disconnect, and you at that one moment is where you're connecting with the world and you're in peace. And if you can just go ahead and remember every time that you're doing that radio show, and you know that you're doing it for whatever is your reason, not for what other people think, what it is for you, not only will your show grow, but you will always find yourself finding that passion. Because a lot of people confuse passion for just doing hard work. No, you can work really hard and you're not passionate, and at the end of the day, you're not going to get anything out of it. When you're passionate, people will follow passion. People can see and they can feel the vibe. Back to what we were talking about last week about vibrating. We vibrate at different levels of energy. And let me tell you something. Even at my time in my career right now, I get so many haters, but for every 5 haters, I get 500 people that love me. So you're going to get a lot of haters right now, and it's okay. Let them hate. You know why they're hating? Because they're watching. Because if they weren't watching, they wouldn't be hating. So keep doing what's passionate for you, man. You keep doing it. It keeps you alive. It keeps you strong. And only good things come to you when you live your passion. And your passion will evolve as you evolve. Right now, it's a radio show. Next thing you know, you're doing Periscope. And now you're doing video and radio. And next thing you know, you get picked up by a real radio station. You never know. But you just got to keep doing it. Keep doing it, and every day doing it, even on a bad day. Because even if the day is bad, as soon as you get in front of that microphone, you're going to turn on. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. I do. And thank you so much. I really, really learned a lot from you. I remember the first time that I met your Alexa on Social Cam, and she turned around. She said, "I got somebody for you," and it was you. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold up. Do I don't know this man?" And now you do always give me that just for men thing. Every time I go in the store, I'll be like, "What? Bert, that's right, Bert."
It keeps us young, man.
Yes. And a lot of things that I learned from you as I'm going through my day is like keeping the notes, getting my own journal doing, the radio show, you blow my mind. I'm telling you.
Thank you, James.
Blow my
You
mind.
know what? I thank you for everything that you're saying, but I'm really proud of you because you got to take action in order for those things to happen. You know, I'm just like a catalyst. I'm the one to start you off, but it has to come from within. I can motivate, Eskimos to buy ice. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it has to come from within, and that's what I keep telling people. And right now, you're at that tipping point, which is a good book you should read, by the way, The Tipping Point. And you're at that tipping point where your life is about to shift. Even though it's shifted so much, you're at that point. And now is when you're getting a lot of negative feedback here and there, and it's okay. Don't take it as negative feedback. Take it in as something I can learn from, and you will grow from it. What do you have to say, Alex?
It's growth feedback. I mean, it's going to make you grow. You just got to develop a little bit of a thick skin and just know that everything you're doing, if you're doing it with your heart, is the right thing that you're doing.
So you keep doing what you're doing, brother.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other
keep
questions?
Keep up the good work, man.
Well, I wanted to ask LJ because he didn't get to finish telling us how he went from his real name to Poland.
Good catch, Chevy. Well, my father, which I recognize as Neil Poland, he wanted to, when he first met me, he wanted to adopt me. But he really wanted to. But my mom, both of them talked about it and said, you know what? Let's adopt him when he's at an age that he can recognize it and he can accept it. So when I was 11 years old, I went to the court system with him. And that is when he officially adopted me. And it was just such a cheesy moment. I mean, it was the judge was like,
so which one's last now? Which one is last?
What do you mean, which one is last?
Which one's your last name?
I fully acquired Poland.
Oh, you fully acquired Poland. Okay, you got rid of the other completely. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome that he did that.
Yeah, so
it's good to have a dad like that.
So that is my experience, and like I said, there's no sob story. It's just life is life. So that's my situation. Everybody has their own. And
well, I'm kind of the same. My dad divorced my mom when I was 2 months old. I never knew it, and he died in a car wreck when I was 12. So I never knew my dad. But luckily, my grandparents wanted to see me, and I got to know my grandparents. That's how I ended up with this house.
So, life is a crazy thing.
Yep. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for asking.
I got a question for LJ again. I don't want to put myself out there, but what caught my attention is the background where you come from. When did you realize yourself that, all right, it's time for a change? Is that something that you realized on yourself? Is that something that kind of life slapped you in the face a little bit, or you just had a good opportunity lay out in front of you? Where did it all begin with?
I would say life smacked me in the face, and life has more than two hands. It feels like it. A little part that I wanted to include, but I had to fit everything in time. Is that I'll make this very short. When I was 17, I did have my, like I said, delinquent tendencies. Well, basically, when I was 17, I was doing the whole Mastermind thing. Now, when I was 18, my parents kicked me out. I was out of my house. Now, it happens to be the second time they kicked me out. But that's it. It wasn't, hey, go live with your uncle. It wasn't, hey, they just kicked me out. They put everything in 2 black bags and I was on the street. Now, I was bouncing around, stuff like that. And I was still being consistent with my commitment at BOWA. Now, I was still following through, and they knew that this whole thing was happening. So they gave me guidelines. They said, look, we will support you, but you need to do some things. One, you need to finish your school, because I was expelled from school at that point. I wasn't allowed within 500 feet of my school. And they said, you need to finish school. You need to turn your life around. We need to see a real good change, and then we'll actually support you and accept you on this. And I took that as my chance. I went back to school. I talked to the principal. Luckily, I knew the cops, so I said, look, I'm just here to talk to the principal and get my stuff straightened out. So, and then that's when everything started changing. A lot of people have this misconception that, oh, I have so many bad friends. How do I get rid of them? My friends dropped just naturally because they didn't fit with the level that I was now operating on. And they just weren't at the same level as me. So, they just kept dropping off, and my circle got smaller, but my circle also got more powerful. So the answer to your question is life smacked me in my face. And I either was going to go, all right, do I take the easy route, or do I take this opportunity that I can really go forward? And this is before I knew about my passion in film and everything. This is just because I really had that hunger for this knowledge, this team that was amazing. So that is what happened, and I got smacked a couple times, but hey, things happen.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I just salute you, man. I grew up, around the bad influence people as well. We had to make our own decisions, so I can relate to you on that. And it's just good to see, us and see yourself that you bounce back from that. You realize that, hey, it's time to straighten out. It's either A or B, because everything else is kind of great. So it just, I salute you, man. And that's good to see where you're at now and where you're going to be the next 10 years. And I plan to be around with you.
Hey, it's a choice.
You know it.
All right, thank you so much for the question, Joe.
You know it. Thanks, man.
Hello, everyone. How did you come up with wanting to start BOWA? Like, did something happen in your life to where you decided that you wanted to, create BOWA? Like, what was the birth of BOWA?
Well, there's a whole story behind my background. We won't share all that. But Alex, why don't you share your part when you always talk about that you met this crazy guy, and then I'll add to that.
When I was 18, 19 years old, and Bert and I started dating, he told me that he wanted to change the lives of over 100 million people. And he wanted to also help children. And I was like, wow, who says that when they're 20 years old? Nobody says that. So I was in for the ride at that moment. At that moment, I remember exactly where we were. We were in Coral Gables, right here in Miami, on 57th Avenue and Coral Way in a little park, parked in my Toyota Camry when he said that. And I was like, wow, this guy's amazing. Even though he was a musclehead, I saw something else in him. And he was so charming and he was so funny. People always ask me, why did you fall in love with Bert? And it's because he was the funniest guy I ever met in my life. He was completely funny. His sense of humor is amazing. And a lot of times, we had an advertising agency for 16 years that we were running really great campaigns for many corporations around the world. And every time that Bert would do a presentation, people were like, oh my gosh, can you come tell our marketing team, or can you come tell this to our sales team, or can you come, to our administrators or our managers? And eventually I was like, you know what? Every time we go to a party or every time I take him to an account, I should be getting paid for him speaking because they just want to hear him speak. Eventually, I got our creative team together one year for his birthday, and we created his first logo, the BO logo, Bert Oliva. And it turned into Bert Oliva Enterprises, which later turned into Bert Oliva Wealth Academy, which later turned into Be One With Another. So that's what BOWA stands for today, Be One With Another.
Yeah, and then I'll give you a little brief background. I'm Cuban. I came to this country when I was 11 months old, and I came with my mom. Never had a father, grandparent, brother, sister. It was my mom. That's the only thing I ever had. And I always wanted to be a doctor, and she would tell me, son, whatever you want to do in life, you can do it. She said, mijo, lo que tú quieras. And I always kept working towards that, and I ended up going to Xerox and learning some of the best sales skills in the world. And I used to pay a lot of money to go see these motivational speakers. And I said, one day I'm going to be doing that. And I'm going to do it for the right reasons. I'm not just doing it for the money. I'm doing it to really create a better quality of life in people's lives, especially for me. I came from the hood to doing good. And in the process, a lot of my friends are either in jail or dead. And I made a conscious choice to make that change in my life. And if I found these tools and techniques and I was able to break them down in such a way that I've been able to teach hundreds of thousands of people around the world right now, and these tools actually work. And then I was like, this is it. This is really what I want to do. So I've been doing it for over 21 years now. And if it wasn't for the team that you saw here today, it wasn't for my wife, my children, which they're a big part. I mean, my son Dylan, when he was 7 years old, he was a security guard when we were doing events, smaller events. And then he would make sure that if you didn't have a band, you couldn't go see the seminar. And then he would take it to Sabrina, who was my daughter, which she was the register person. So she would charge us the money so you can go in and see the seminar. So it was funny, though, because every one of them have been a part of it. And it was an honor for me to have Miles, my oldest, doing Belize. He was in Belize with us about a year and a half ago. And he spoke to over 10,000 children. And not because he had to, because he wanted to. And it's amazing from where I came from and to where I'm going. And if I can do it, this Cuban guy that came from Cuba with everything against him and lived in Little Havana most of his life, to being able to travel the world and do what it is that I do, and surrounded myself with some of the smartest people that I know. Notice every one of them has a degree from the University of Miami.
It's 9 o'clock.
You know, my degree is from Hard Knocks University. You know, but that says a lot, that people like this respect me. And, you know, I've taught people from Harvard. I've coached people from, you know, the top politicians to, and me being able to do that, it's so humbling. And that's why I tell people that when I get involved in these other smaller social media like Glide and so forth, is my way to let go and really connect, because it's different when you're in front of a stage speaking to thousands of people. And it's like my way of really making sure that I'm touching everyone's lives, from the masses to the small groups. Because I tell people, what you see is what you get. Either you love me or you love to hate me. But this is it. This is what you're going to get. And, you know, that's the way we've been in our entire life. I mean, I hope we answered your question.
Yes, you did. Very much. It gives me motivation, because I recently moved here to South Florida, and I see a lot of things that I wish I could help change. Like, I want to try to help homelessness. I want especially to be the veterans. I see a lot of homeless veterans then I see a lot of abandoned apartments and homes and things like that I know we could be used to help, you know, give them veterans homes. And the youth. I remember I told you that, I don't know if you heard that I'm trying to work on an invention, and I'm hoping that the funds from that invention will start to open like youth groups for like South Florida. I mean, for Florida City, you know, because there's a lot of things going on with the youth down here in South Florida. And it's because these kids have no place to, you know, to hang out. They're just on the streets. And I have a passion of doing things to help those children get off the streets, and helping these homeless veterans and stuff like that. So seeing that, you know, you started from nothing and made it as big as you did, I feel that, you know, if you can do it, hey, I can do it too.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. But also look at this. Look, don't wait for your idea to come to fruition. Don't put all your energy in that one concept of, if I get this new invention and it comes out. Look, I'll give you an example. Belinda, who I haven't seen her yet, but Belinda and I, you know, we became really close friends through social media. And right now, she's one of the ones that has been supporting the hell out of this organization right now, the Mastermind Circle. And through the process, she's connected with some of the top speakers in the country. So one hand helps the other. So if you actually really want to do this, we already have an infrastructure that we can go out and talk to the children. We don't have enough manpower to go ahead and call some of the schools. So if you're able to connect with some of the schools and you're able to get us in there, and we'll give you the scripts and everything that we have, next thing you know, you're going to the schools with us. They get to know who you are, and it's all helping the other. You know what I'm saying? So just something to think about. Sometimes
I think that's my problem. I have an idea, I have a passion, but I just don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. You know, like I said, I'm not from South Florida. I moved here from Colorado. So it's like, I don't know who to go to. I don't know who to talk to. And I'm thinking, money. You know, people always say money talks. If you got the money, you can make things happen.
Yeah, but the thing is, remember, we have enough credentials and clout that this is what I recommend. Talk to Belinda, and she'll give you some more ideas on how she's doing it, and how, you know, we benefit from each other, because you can go ahead and call some of these schools. We love doing schools. We have a whole program. I'll show you a video where we go around the world speaking to the youth. In fact, this September, I think we're going to Jamaica, we're going to Haiti, we're going to a couple of other countries, and Mexico, and they're already waiting for us to talk to their children. So we can already do that, and you can benefit in the way of them getting to know that you're a part of something this big. So like I said, talk to Belinda, and Belinda will share with you how it is that she's doing it, and we're working together. I mean, right now, she became the president of a group they're opening up in Minnesota, and it all started by an interview that I had here with Orly, and she connected. So it was awesome, you know? So yeah, it's all about here. That's why Mastermind Circle is so important, because it's really about a group of like-minded individuals that support each other. We don't look at each other who's wealthy and who's not. I mean, next week I'm bringing Ona Brown, the daughter of Les Brown, and I'm going to interview her, and it's great However, it's about you getting to know these people hand on. I mean, you usually can't do this stuff. You know, for you to pick up the phone and call some of these people, they'll never pick up your call. I mean,
right.
There's a lot of new people that we're bringing on. So again, I recommend talk to Belinda, and then she'll guide you in the right direction. And you never know, we might be able to do something together.
All right, that'll be great. Thank you so very much. And again, thank you for letting me be a part of Mastermind. I love it.
Thank Belinda. She sponsored you.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you. Nice to meet everyone.
All right, we've gone a little bit over the time, but I definitely got to bring in 3 questions. I'm going to bring them in really quick. So let's get to the questions quick because I've had these 3 people waiting, and I usually don't like to go over the hour, but this is a good information.
My question is, what do you do? You've been in this game for a long time. What do you do when you have a really, I mean, anybody can answer this, when you really, really, really have a bad day? What do you do to keep it, what do you do to put yourself up? I mean, you know, let's say you have, let's say within the group, within the team.
Yeah, let me tell you something. One of the things that people have a misconception is that when you get to a certain level of success, you don't have bad days. Let me tell you, till this day, I still go, we still go out there and bid on deals, and a lot of times we don't win, believe it or not. Why? Because it's all about still getting out there. It's still a job. It's just a different level of work. So when I don't get one of those deals, it's a bad day.
Okay.
That's why when you said it's a bad day, how did you handle it? In fact, I'm going to have the team answer that question because they laughed. The reason they laughed is because we go through that stuff all the time.
When I have a bad day, I just take it out on LJ.
And when I have a bad day, you gotta take a moment. You gotta, if you react to the problem, it's not gonna work very well. But if you take a moment to respond to it, then you'll get further. I mean, also like what was stated before when Bert was talking to James. Remember why you do it. Whatever you're doing, remember why you do it. No matter what occupation you're gonna go in, you're gonna have bad days, but you can't appreciate your good days while your bad days. So I mean,
okay.
I think one of the things that I like to do when I'm having a really bad day is separate myself from everybody and either go call somebody that's gonna inspire me or go call somebody that's gonna hear me out. Like my poor little brother, I'll call him and I'll tell him, listen, I'm having a bad day, and I could just like really let it out. So I don't, you know, and he'll just pick me up. So I go to people that can pick me up.
Okay.
Or I'll listen to music, or I'll meditate. I'll do something to get my mind off of that horribleness that's surrounding me at the moment.
Now, I'll tell you one thing, though. I'll tell you one thing, Fritz. The more you get involved in personal growth, the more you get involved in reading books, listening to CDs, getting involved in groups like this, the more you put positive stuff into your mind, the longer that when something bad happens, it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
See, the average person gets upset for like 3 days, 4 days, 5 months. For us, it may take a couple of hours, maybe 30 minutes. You know, it doesn't last that long. It's not that we're like Teflon and we're bulletproof and everything's gonna go by us. No, we just don't hold on to it as long as the average person. That's really what this stuff does. It kind of helps you. Yes?
Now I was gonna say, so within the team, when everyone, let's say, I don't know, it happens sometimes when the whole team all at once have a bad day. Everyone seems to have a bad day. So do y'all just let it out, all out, like y'all vent at the same day and just, you know, okay, we vented and, you know, move on? Or
I think one of the things that happens with us is that we know each other so well. Yesterday was a bad day for us. It was a really bad day. And once we got the bad news, Valerie took her dog for a walk, and I said, ooh, she's not handling this very well. She needs to go cool off and walk her dog. And I think what happens to us in our team is that there's always the one person that says, okay, I'm going to let everybody else kind of enjoy their misery, and I'm going to make sure that I'm the strong one for the team today. So for us, there's always one of us will do something to try and pick everybody else up off the floor.
Okay.
So we really, really work as a team.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Because, Eric, I want to hear from you. What do you do? You've been quiet. You've been quiet.
Everything opening up.
No, for me, the biggest thing that helps me is seeking, if I have a bad day, is seeking comfort with some of my closest friends. And for me, I'm very blessed and fortunate to be surrounded by 4 of my best and closest friends all the time. So it's really not that, I don't have to go too far if I'm having a bad day just to say, hey, I need a little pick me up. So we're so close, I can talk to them about anything and everything. So it's no reason to hold anything back. So if something's bothering you, just open up and someone lend an ear. Okay, good. When usually people don't talk about that when they're a team. Everyone from outside usually think a team is everyone's always good. Everything's all smooth. But I'm pretty sure there's always time to time little hot spots that be going in. So I just want to know how y'all handle that. So thank you for your answers.
Thank you, Fritz. Oh my God! Who is that?
Wow! How you guys? Listen, I got 7 people here. We've been enjoying everything that's going on.
Wow! Wait! I gotta look at this. Woo! Can you stand up? Let me look at you, baby. What?
Put the jacket on.
Oh my God! Look at that. She came alive.
My question is the following. You're my brother, and I know you very well, more than most people have had the pleasure of knowing you. So my question to you right now is, how are you feeling? Because people have no idea how incredibly sick you were the other day and how much energy it must have taken for you to be on here. So that's my question to you, my brother. Huh?
This morning. He was dying this morning. We were going to take him to the hospital.
It's some timers, my time clock is off.
Yeah, first of all, I'm doing two things happen. I'll tell you the truth. Every time I get on a stage or I go and do my passion, I kind of get so empowered that I forget the pains I'm going through, first of all. Second of all, I'm not the type of person that likes just to go out and tell everybody I'm having a bad day, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm human, but I'd rather just disconnect, get better, and then come back. And that's really what people don't understand. I mean, we all have pains and aches and issues in our lives. I'm just not one of those that like to give it energy. I believe that the more energy you give it, the more of that you're going to have. So the virus that even attacked my diverticulitis, it was flared up today. I was really close to going to the hospital, but I said, I got to do Mastermind. So I needed and long story short, I feel great right now. Yeah, a little pain, a little discomfort, but good enough to do what I love to do. And this is what keeps me alive. But thank you for asking.
I just wanted everybody to really know the kind of champion and why you're my hero, my mentor, that you're always pushing. So like I said, I love you for that, man. You really are an inspiration.
Thank you so much, though. But even though this is what teams is all about, when I finally came down, because they didn't think I was going to make it today, and then I came down, they already had a contingency plan. And they had set up the Mastermind circle without Bert. Because they were going to make sure that they were still going to come through and not let none of the members, let them out, and not, this is what we committed to. And we, like I said, if we're in another country or whatever, we're going to do our best to make sure that we come up on the line at 8:00, every Wednesday. And that was amazing. That's why I say that if it wasn't for my team, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, because it's such a strong bond to know that even when one person's down, that at the end of the day, they really have your back. And, when I told them I'm still going to be a part of it, they were happy. They were like, whew, relief. but at the end of the day, they were ready they had my back. And
awesome.
It was important.
Well, I'm glad to see you feeling better, brother.
Thank you. I might be at the gym tomorrow, believe it or not.
That I gotta see.
This is the last one, because we went over 13 minutes, but this has been a good session. Oh, the last one was a great one.
I'll take that big one, and I'll just take that into small consideration of the word big. But hey, so my first thing is a question for Alexa. So Alexa, do you remember 4 years ago, last month, a very mousy girl who had no idea how to speak to you sent you a message.
I probably still have that message somewhere.
And she said, remember this? I think I have a message to share with people, but I'm not sure about what to do about it. Now, looking back on that, I'm really damn sorry that was so big. Number 2, thank you so much, because you were the segue to where I am right now. And for everybody who's watching that has no idea, the BOWA team did not give up on B. They didn't give up on me. So here's my next thing, Alex. So, and I asked Bert this question, so I'm asking you. So you've seen where I've started to grow, where I've started to network, where I've started to really put myself out there. Where do you see me going?
I think that you are an amazing person, and lately we have not been able to connect because we have both been very busy, but I am so proud of all the growth that you have done. I mean, it's amazing to even think that someone as powerful and as intelligent and as forthright as you are would even give me any kind of credit, because it's been you. It's been my pleasure to watch you grow.
Right, but in the beginning, it was your foot in my butt. And for those that don't know, that is everybody that is watching, and I'm sure Serge can agree with this. I went through Alexa's mini boot camp. I did, and I have to tell you that there was a lot of things that didn't click for me then. They didn't, and I don't know why. But this year, Alex and I had a very heartfelt conversation on Christmas.
Yep.
And since then, all I've done is try to aspire, and I have that fire in my gut to just go up.
Everybody's feeling that fire, Belinda. There's not one person that doesn't know how high you're going to go, because you are just taking off like a rocket, and everybody feels it and everybody sees it. And I'm excited to see where you're going to end up. I just hope that I can just hang on for that ride, man.
It's hard, honey. It's hard. And and you keep me going. You do. Because I remember everything all the way back there. I remember all of my visits. I remember.
Hey,
what?
My show. What about me?
You're my mentor. You're my mentor. You know what? You are. Hold up there.
The bell.
There. Hold on there. Hold on there. Tinkerbell. You are my mentor. And without you saying, Belinda, this is what you're going to do. And you know what? I had one thought, Bert. One thought, one time of telling you no. And I had that thought of, what the hell's going to happen to me if I tell him no? And I haven't told you no since.
Well, if you tell me no, I send Alex after you.
No, you just keep pushing me, and I thank you for that. And that's why I'm able for you to go ahead and send people to me like Stephanie, for me to try to reach out. And I'm trying to reach out to these people, and you know what? God bless you, Bert, because if you told me who these people truly were before I reached out to them, I'd probably crawl under a rock and go, you want me to talk to who? But no, thank you. I can't thank you enough. So thank you, Alex.
Honestly, we
better now, Bert.
Yeah, I can sleep now. No, the thing is that we and I'm speaking for Alex too. We thank you for taking action, because we can be the fire, we can be the person igniting you, but it has to be you, the one that takes action. What you were afraid to do 4 years ago, you contact Alexa. Now you're doing it with Orly. In fact, next week we're going to have Ona Brown, and once you communicate with her, her father is the #1 motivational speaker on the planet today. So you're going to be connected with him. And the reason I tell you that I know you're going to contact her, because you contact everybody.
Stop it! I have to.
That's a good thing. That's what you're supposed to do. However, when people go out and contact other people and they don't have their foundation built, they don't have substance, the person will automatically catch it and they'll detach. However, when you have substance and you have a foundation and you can say, I'm opening this chapter up and I'm working with Orly and this and that, next thing you know, people get to know you within the circle. It's like every single superstar or movie star know each other. LJ was talking about all these directors and everything. They're all in the same clique. Well, motivational speakers, the ones at the top level, we all know each other. And you're getting yourself into that circle. So it's just a matter of time.
So in that case, once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Bert and BOWA. And second of all, I hope that helps answer Stephanie's question as far as where to start.
Well, I know you're going to guide her in the right direction. All right, guys. Love you guys. Make sure that you go to the Mastermind group on Facebook. I know that a lot of times we leave these sessions and we get really motivated, but I do want to keep it professional, because we are trying to we have about 100 members right now, and we're trying to get them all in there, and we've lost a couple of the members. They don't want to be a part of it. So if we can keep it more professional, more towards the topic, more about what's happening, and maybe ask the right questions and get involved. In fact, if you have a business, you're a speaker yourself, and you want to promote, not only can you promote on the Mastermind group on Facebook, you can also promote on the Facebook Bowaworld group, which has about 65 or 5,600 people in there. So that would help your business grow too. Also, please, if you know anyone that can benefit from something like this, please let Belinda know. Belinda is one of our main sponsors. She promotes at least 5 new people every month. And that's amazing, because not only she supports us, but she believes in what we're doing. So she right now has about 2 extra tickets left. So we want to get people that are not in Glide. We want to get people from outside to start bringing more people in. So if you have an idea of someone that would benefit, please contact Belinda. And for whatever the reason is that we run out of those memberships, that's okay. We will give them 1 day free trial. So let us know. We really want this to spread and grow, and we can actually touch more lives in a positive way. And I just want to thank you guys. My name is Bert Oliva. Remember to live life and don't let life live you. I will see you next week.
Register online and join us today for all new live interviews and weekly topics only at themastermindcircle.com.